Bridget Bartlett here. I am the president of visionmarketinganddesign.com. And today is actually part 8 of our Create an Agency website series that we're doing. So we did our live Q&A on Friday. Today, what we're going to do is actually create the skeleton of the website. Okay, so we've already actually created the website. We created our header and footer. We've created the logo. We've created the brand color palette, and we've also done some market research and research our competition. We've done keyword research, all of those things. So definitely, if you missed any of those trainings, definitely go into the replay section of our coaching program, and you can watch all of those there. But today, before we get into all of that, as you know, since we all use Builderall, what I have created is a white label agency with an affiliate program for Builderall users. Okay, so there's lots of people in Builderall who are skilled users, but they're like, oh, my affiliate marketing part of my business has not really grown. Well, that's because you need to have a brand, or you need to be great at paid ads or something like that. You need to have an audience, right? So it takes a while to build that up. So doing projects and using those skills for local business clients or coaches or anyone looking to come to Builderall is a great way of making money as a freelancer. Okay, so I want to definitely, if you're a Builderall user, I definitely want to provide, or I want to invite you to apply in my freelancer program, or my as a freelancer. I can't talk today. Let me go ahead before we get into actually building or creating the skeleton of our agency website. This is where we really get into the designing part and the nuts and bolts of it. Then, before we do all that, I want to show you around the coaching program. I want to show you where you can apply, and also some cool things that I was very, very busy this weekend. I redesigned the whole website. Hopefully, I've made it a little bit more user friendly. Always looking for ways to improve. And I want to show you a really cool feature that I created for the freelancers. So, anyway, enough talking. Let's get into actually. Let me show you around, and then we'll get into today's training. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, of course, here is the homepage of my website. If you want to check out the reviews, blog, any of our services, or in my portfolio, or prices and plans, and templates, and all of this, I think you guys have pretty much seen, except for maybe the portfolio. I mean, this is kind of not even a valid example of all the work that I've done. If you look at anything Mag 5 related, that is all my work, but I have not done agency work in a while, except for this last month because I was employed by Builderall. So once you check out the website, you want to register, go ahead and do that here. You do need to be a Builderall member to be inside the coaching program. So if you don't have a Builderall account yet, you can get a 30-day trial here for just $1. You can go ahead and register and join. Okay, so let me go ahead and log in here. And I want to show you around just for a few minutes before we get started. Once you have created your account, you can go ahead and click here to access the membership area. On the live broadcast page, this is the only page that I monitor for questions. So once you, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, you'll see here, I do go live here on this page. So you'll see this is redesigned rather. See, Ray is here, Maria, Alfredo, welcome, welcome. So you'll see here that on Fridays we have a Zoom meeting where you can join me for live Q&A. You can click here to access the Zoom link. You can also see the, I created some little cool ads here. These are basically, aside from Builderall, I love Canva, Conversion AI, and Content Studio. Those are the main tools that I promote. So if you want to check any of those out, they all have free trials. So, if you're interested. Also, on the replay section, you'll see here that I have our Get Started guide. So you can definitely check that out, get access to all of the links and everything. You can also check out the most recent replays on the YouTube channel and the Telegram channel. You can also check out the replays here. They're organized by category. If you're looking for the training we did, the day before, something like that, my YouTube channel or the Telegram channel is the best way. But if you're looking for a specific training on how to do something, definitely check out the e-learning here. So if you click here, you get all of these courses. And you guys, this whole program is free. All of this training and support and everything that I provide for you is totally free. It's free to become a freelancer. It's not something where I'm trying to get you to be a freelancer and, you have to pay me for coaching or whatever. It's totally free. So definitely take advantage of that and sign up. You can also check out the private coaching here. If you do need private coaching, you can schedule that here. I did put some of my my certifications here and made it so pretty. Also here is where you can apply to be a freelancer. Okay, so all you need to do is, this is the cool thing that I wanted to show you. If you fill out your application here, you're going to hit submit. Okay, but sometimes, especially in freelance work, maybe you want to update your application. Maybe you learned a new tool, or you feel more comfortable with a tool, you've got some more experience and you want to update it. Okay, so let's actually walk through this application process here real quick and I'll show you. So let's say that I am applying for this and maybe I want to be, I can offer email marketing and web design, maybe the CRM, and let's just say the magazine. Okay, let's say I'm an advanced user. I want to put some URLs of my work. So let's go ahead and I just want to put in my website. Honestly, before even adding the portfolio, usually people go to my website and they're like, oh, okay, I'm working with her. So put in the website there. Let's see any additional information. We'll just say nope. And go ahead and submit the application. So here's what happens. It says, great, we've received your freelancer application. Do you want to update the freelancer skill profile or return to home? Let's say that I'm like, why didn't I put video marketing? Why didn't I not put that? And I want to go back and I want to update. Okay, so this takes you back to the freelancer page, and all you need to do is enter your email address and update your skills for your freelancer application. When you do that, you'll see you come to this page here, and then you'll be able to check another box if you wanted to, and then update profile. So this is a really, really cool, this is all Builderall, you guys. This is all Builderall. We have the ability to do this. Now, here's the really cool part. When you select one of these, what it does is it adds you to my email list. And then when I get a project that maybe I need social media marketing, okay, maybe it's a super simple project, and maybe I am like, I could probably help someone with this project with just a little bit of guidance. I could help them. So let's say maybe I just want a beginner, and then, I can't select it here, but I just want a beginner who's great at social media marketing. I can actually go to my email list, send out a proposal to everyone in my list who is a skill level, which I don't really have to choose, or I can say social media marketing. So that's what I'm doing this week. I'm going to be sending out some proposals, and then what you guys need to do is you do have 24 hours to respond, and then so whoever will best fit that criteria, I need to know how much you are willing to do the job for. So hopefully we can all work together and actually make some money with our Builderall skills, right? So if you need to return home, you can do that there. Okay. So anyway, that's the whole website and all the cool things that I have created for you. Let me go back to the live page here because I want to make sure that I can get your questions. So definitely you guys give me some feedback on that. Let me know if you like it, what you don't like. Let's see here. Let's see. Ray says, this is awesome, Bridget, and overwhelming. You are truly a gem. Well, thank you so much, Ray. I hope that the process is not overwhelming. I hope the website is not overwhelming, but I hope you're overwhelmed with all the amazing ideas that you have and ways that you can make money, because that is what I am here to help you do. It wasn't, let me just stop sharing for a second. It wasn't very long ago that I was learning. I mean, I'm still learning every single day, but usually what happens is you spend all of this time learning these skills, whether it's Builderall or some other platform, and then you're like, well, okay, now how do I make money? I know the skills now, but I just spent a whole year learning how to create a website, and now I don't know how to get clients. So this is the beautiful way. I have plenty of traffic, but I can't do 40 tools all by myself, right? I need a team. So that's why I created this. I want brand new beginners to have the confidence to know that you have us as your agency to back you up. And I also want intermediate users to feel confident and know that that you can actually make money with your Builderall skills, because there's lots of people. It's just I want to marry the clients with the freelancers. Okay, so that is the whole business structure. So enough talking. Let's actually get into today's lesson here. Okay, so let me minimize this and share my screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and access the Cheetah website builder. And let's go and find the website that we were working on. And it is this one. Okay, but it still says Cheetah website. So what I want to do is actually change the name so it's easier to find. I'm going to go to settings, and we're just going to call this agency website. Let's go ahead and change this to agency website as well, because we want the URL to match. And let's just hit save. Okay, so now we have our agency website. We've named it so it's easier to find. We've also created the header and the footer. So now let's go ahead and enter the website. We've also stored our global fonts and colors, so we are rip-roaring ready to go. Okay. So this is the panel of our website. Okay, so this is, let me move these the live broadcast over here, because I want to make sure that I can see all of your questions as you have them. Okay. All right. Move this over just a little bit. Okay, cool. All right. So um, if you are brand new to Builderall, basically with the Cheetah Builder, you have panels and you have elements. Okay, so the panel is basically like the wall that you put your pictures on in your house. The pictures would be the elements. Okay, so you have to start out with a panel. So first thing I want to do is I want to leave this panel as it is, all right, because this is going to be our first fold, and I don't want, the first fold is what I'm going to do last. And, I've said that many times, really, in the marketing. What you want to do is kind of work backwards, and because the first fold is so important, I want to save it for the end, because oftentimes your messaging will change. You'll have better ideas as you work through the flow of the whole website. So since it's the most important, I want to make sure that it is done the best, okay, with the most thought. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to go here to blank panel. All right. So this is what our first fold is going to be, and this is our next panel. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to go here to add, and I'm going to go to elements, and then I'm going to choose some text. All right. So on the first fold, I need to have an H1 title. All right. Now I'm going to actually delete this. And we could also have an H2 title. All right. So let's just say we'll put that there just as a reminder. So now we need some text for our next panel here. All right. So if we look at and I should have pulled this up beforehand, so let's just do it live with you. I think it was in the sheets. Looking for our copy. So let's see. Landing page. I know I have some landing page creation. Nope, not that. Sorry, guys. Creation checklist. Oh, where's our copy? Maybe it's here. Agency landing page copy. There we go. All right. So here's our copy, okay? So we have the headline, and then we have the subheadline, and then we have our call to action, and then we need, so this is all going to be in the first fold, okay? So here is where we're going to have a brief description and a compelling value proposition, all right? So that is in the copy. So what we can do is actually make this title 2. Let's go ahead and bring this down. Let's move up. Let's layer it up so that it goes on top of this panel here. All right. So we're basically, like I was saying in the training, we're just creating the skeleton. All right. So this is going to be the title 2. Let's go ahead and we could add a title 2 up here. We could also add some paragraph text because that's what's going to be our value proposition in this first section here. Okay, so we could just center that and make it stand out and look important. Now, when you're creating websites, remember that less is more. Okay, you don't have to have a bunch of text and a bunch of pictures. I mean, some is great, but there's always a balance. Okay, so let's just go ahead and center this because I'm incredibly like OCD over that stuff. All right, so I'm going to move this up a little bit, center it, move this up a little bit and center it. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a new panel. So I'm going to add panels, blank panel. Now I do like to start with blank. I don't, once I set my global text and the colors and all of that, and I have all of my these things set up, I can't talk today. That is just how I like to do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's add some more, let's see, elements, and let's go ahead and choose a title 3. Okay, so this is going to be an H3. I'm going to just delete this text here. Now, if you're looking, remember the design layout. Let's look for the one that we chose to use as an example was this website here. Okay, so see how their first fold has the images and the big bold text and the call to action. Then we have this compelling proposition area, and then we have an image with like maybe an H4 title, and then an H3 title, and then some text, and then the call to action. Okay, so let's actually go back to our website here, and let's say that we have a title H3, and these titles are strictly for SEO. Okay, so it is important when you're using the global fonts or the global text elements to keep that in mind, because if you're using the neutral, the search engines don't read those, so you have to use the global. Okay, so let's say this will work for that little text that we had here. Now we need, let's squeeze this in a little bit. Now we need, if we look at our example, just some paragraph text. So let's go back here. Let's go to add elements, and let's grab some paragraph text there. Okay. I do see that the paragraph text is really close together. So what I want to do, since this is a global element, to edit this, what I need to do is go up here to the A, go to the paragraph, and then you can actually change the line height. So you'll see as I change this, it changes all of the global paragraph text elements. Okay, so that's really cool. That's why you use the global elements as opposed to the neutral. So we want all of our paragraph text to have a line height of 1.3. So when we change the global, it changes all of that. Okay, so let's actually make this a little bit wider. Let's go ahead and move these things up just a little bit. We don't want to be like right on top of the panel here. We kind of want all of our elements to be in the middle of the panel. And we also want to stay between these grid lines here, okay? And what that does is ensures that no matter what device someone is viewing your website on, that it will be sized appropriately, okay? So if you just keep them within these, you see how you have the dash line there, no matter which panel you move on, that is kind of the guide to keep you organized on your website. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll choose an element. Let's go choose an image, and we'll choose a horizontal image. Let's just go ahead and stretch this out. Now, maybe for this text, you know, if we're trying to use that other website as a guide, we want this to be justified or aligned to the left. Let's go ahead and align this text to the left as well. And this is already aligned to the left, but let's just make sure. So we'll go and, yep, it's aligned to the left. So maybe on our images too, we want to create a shadow. Let's see, this is kind of, we'll just make sure to adjust the size, move this up a little bit. Because we also need a button, so we have a call to action. So maybe we want to make this panel a little larger. So I'm going to click here to edit the panel. Let's go to sizes, and let's just make the size of the panel 600. That way it's easy for us to remember, and it's a good even number. So let's just make it 600. That gives us plenty of working space. All right, so now you see we moved that. Let's move this down just a little bit. We need to leave room for a button. So move these down. All right, so now we need a button. Let's go ahead and add elements, and we'll return to the menu. Let's add a button. So I like to use this button here. I like the squared edges, not so much the rounded ones. All right, so let's make this image a little bit larger because we kind of want it to be, you know, size appropriate, right? We kind of want, you know, our image here, we can maybe let that hang over just a little bit on the edge. So you don't really have to be like right directly in the center, but it's just important to, you know, keep that in mind and kind of use that as a guide to stay there. All right. So we have that image there. We have our text here. It's kind of appropriate, but let's go ahead and design our buttons, because once you design your button, you don't really need to design it anymore because you're going to use the same style of button, right? So let's go to, we can click here to edit our button. And of course you can change the size. I kind of like the size. The size is fine. Let's go ahead and look at general colors. Okay, so I like to use a gradient on my buttons, and the difference is basically right now it's a solid, but I want to have two colors that, you know, kind of fade into each other. So I'm going to choose a gradient color, and we want to choose the first color, and we've already stored our brand colors here on the website, so this makes it really simple. And I like to go on my buttons, I like to start light and then go dark. So let's start with our light blue color, and then let's go to the second gradient color and then choose the dark blue color. All right. I had to get a drink. Okay. So I actually, doing that, it's okay. It's not a big drastic difference, but I like it. Okay. So let's go. Now we want to choose the background color when you hover over it, okay? We don't want it to be green, but we do want the hover effect. If we didn't, we could just uncheck that box. But the hover is really good on buttons because you want them when they, you know, hover over it like that, you want it to change colors because, believe it or not, when you're creating a website, it may be common sense to you that that is a button, but website visitors don't always realize it's a button. So if you use that hover effect, it kind of is like a, hey, did you know you can click this? So I definitely like to use the hover. But let's go ahead and make it a color that is our brand color. Okay, so with the hover effect, you can really do anything that you want to, but what I like to do is just make it black. And then I like to choose white for the text. Okay, now that's just a standard that I use on all of my websites. It's totally up to you. If you wanted it to be like maybe this solid blue color, or you wanted to do brand color or whatever of black, actually, let's do that. Let's just make it this like this black brand color. Okay, so now we have the white text and we have the black. Okay, so that's how it'll change. Let's go ahead and add a border on here, but let's definitely not have a red border. Let's try just the, actually, maybe not. Maybe we don't want a border on that button. Instead, we'll leave it no border. We can round off the edges, and you know, I like to have the pointed corners there. But if you wanted to, you could add a rounded corner. Like this one actually has a rounded corner, probably of 3 or something like that. But we'll keep it at 0. Now here is where you're going to put the text on the button, okay? So remember, our call to action, according to our copy here, is going to be plans and pricing. So let's go back and let's just go ahead and paste plans and pricing. That's going to be our call to action. And we can choose Lato Black because that is our text. Let's go ahead and make the mobile font size a little bit larger until we check out the mobile view. Let's change this to white so we see the text very well. And we could add a decoration if we wanted to. I think we won't. I think we'll just keep it like it is, but let's definitely add a shadow. Okay, so the shadow is what really also helps it be kind of stand out a little bit. So I like to just go a little bit to the right on these two, and then go to the color and then choose like a darker, not completely black. You know, you could maybe choose this, but I like it to be a subtle color. You can see here, if you click off of that it just kind of makes it look a little bit dimensional, right? So it stands out just a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, maybe we want to do that same shadow to the image. Okay, so what you can do is right click on the image. You can go to shadow, and then again, remember I said I just like to go out just a little bit like this, a little bit like that, and then we'll go and change. We'll add the same color of shadow. Okay, so that is important as well, to be congruent with that. So if you have, let's go to border radius. Okay, so it looks like it is pointed. So there's one more thing I want to do for this panel to get it kind of you know, semi-organized. Okay, so let's go to add and elements, and I want to show you a little pro tip here. So let's go to box, and I want to add a box here because I want to put the box around these elements here. All right, now there's a reason that I want to do that. Let me go ahead and stretch out this box. All right, and let me move this because I need each of these elements to be on the box. So you do have to move it so that it sticks with the box. So let me go ahead and layer up to make sure it's above there. Okay, all the elements are there. We need this button to be there. So when you move this around, all of these elements are stuck to the box. Okay, so that's really important. Now let's move these around and make sure that these stay stuck and that they are designed like we want them. We'll align everything to the left here. Let's go ahead and shrink up this box a little bit. Okay, and then now let's get rid of the border on the box. Okay, so now we have, oops, let's get rid of the color actually. So let's go to border, and is that gone? No, I still see the purple frame for some reason. Border radius, no, it should be border. I don't understand. Okay. All right. Oh, I wasn't selecting it. There we go. All right. Okay, so now there's no border. And let's go ahead and save because we've done enough work now. All right, now the reason that you want to add this box is because when you move over to the mobile, it's going to make sure that you keep all of these elements together. But what's also very, very cool is that you can add animation, and that's really a cool effect, okay? That really, now you see, let me refresh this and I'll show you. You see how these images slide in gradually like that, and as you scroll down, you know, this slides over, this slides up, you know, that just really adds a professional dimension to your websites. A little action, a little, you know, draws your eyes, your attention to it. So what we can do is actually create that same type of effect here on this website. So let's go ahead and we'll click here to this box and let's go to animation. Now we have any of these animations. What I like to do is use the when visible, because same with this website, you know, as they scroll down, it's not going to do the animation until you see it. So we'll choose when visible. Which effect do we want? Do we want to have it bounce? And if you want to see what it looks like, you can do, as soon as you select it, you'll see down here what it looks like. So for the option up here that we have, where it kind of, see, that slides in, that kind of fades in, the images kind of fade. So let's just choose the fade. So we'll go to fade in. Let's see, you can look at that so you'll see there how it kind of fades in. Maybe we want it to fade in and up. So you see there how it kind of goes up like that. We could choose fade in left. So it'll slide into from the left to the right. So that's kind of a cool thing. Let's see here. We could fade in and down, and that's what it's going to look like. Let's actually just choose fade in left. Okay, that was kind of fast though. I don't really want to fade in that fast. Let's do maybe slide in. Oh, okay, so that one's kind of cool. So slide in, oh, that's slide in down. So let's do slide in, oh, that's slide up, right? So definitely play with these things. I kind of tend to like the fade in. So since that is going the wrong way, let's go ahead and do fade in left for this one. And then we'll go ahead and right click here, and then we'll do animation, and then we'll go when visible, and then let's choose fade in left. Where is fade in? Fade in. Fade in left. Oops. No, I want fade in right. Fade in. Where is it? Fade in right. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and save. And that's fine. And let's actually, you know, we've done enough work right now. Let's actually just go ahead and look at the live view. So we'll refresh to make sure that our changes have taken effect. And let's scroll down and you'll see how it slides in like that. Okay, so if that's what we like, now you'll also notice that all of the text slides in at the same time with the button and everything. If we didn't have it in a box, it wouldn't all slide in together. Okay, so let's go back to our website. Let's kind of move this box up a little bit, and actually I kind of want to make the box the same size as the image. So let's just move these up. The reason I'm being so particular right now on this is because we want to duplicate this, but we need to get it right before we duplicate it. Okay, otherwise we're going to cause ourselves a lot of trouble. And a lot of adjustments and time when it comes to mobile and all of that. Okay, so let's say we love this right now. We have our image, we have the animation, we have the layout here of this panel. Now, if you look here, you'll see that all down the website, it's all the same, right? So this is why we're painstakingly making sure that this first panel is good. Okay, so we have this first panel created. Now this one actually goes the opposite. Then we have like the first one, then we have the opposite, then we have the first one, then we have the opposite, and this goes down all the way. It's the same design, right? So once we get the first ones created, then we've pretty much done all the work for ourselves, right? So let's go ahead and just duplicate now this panel once we got it all straightened out. So now we want to duplicate, but all we need to do now is swap sides. All right, so we're just going to move that there. I'm going to line this up with that image, and we can move our box here, but of course we want the text to be on the other side, right? Well, actually it kind of does that there. Still aligned to the left. So we could actually do that. So we could line to the left, but remember we need to change the animation. Okay, so we get this lined up there, and you see the green dashed grid lines. That will help you to stay organized. So let's go ahead and right click here, and we'll just swap out the animation for the opposite. So we'll go to animation, and you see right now is fade in left. We want to change that to fade in right. And we'll go ahead and click here, and then we'll go to animation, and then fade in right will change to fade in left, and then we will save. Okay, so that's fine. Now, before we go duplicating all of these panels, right, to create our whole structure, let's go ahead and go to mobile. And we want to adjust these, okay? Because look, it's a lot easier to adjust 2 panels than it is to go down the whole line and adjust 17, right? So this is what the mobile will look like. So we have our H1 title, H2 title, and then we have our text here, okay? But then we have that section, or sorry, we have the H1, H2 on our first fold panel here. And then we have the H2 title with our value proposition here. And then we have our first panel and then, or actually, yeah, our first panel and then our second panel here. Let's go ahead and we want to adjust this here. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on the image, and then I'm going to go to lateral spacing because I want to add, it's too close to the edge here. It's too large. So I want to add some space, and I like to do about 10 or 15, really just judging from the look. So we'll say 15 on this one. And let's go ahead and add some space to the top. So just to remain congruent, let's add 15 there. We'll add 15 to the bottom as well. Okay, so now that's all spaced 15. Now let's go ahead and let's see, we can keep that as is. And let's go ahead and actually, let's add some space on each side. So we'll add 15 there. And let's go ahead and add 15 here as well. And let's add 15 here because we want to make sure that it's all aligned correctly. As you scroll down, you see you want the same spacing on each side. And we want 15 on our button here. So let's go up to 15. And we definitely need some space at the bottom there. So we'll add 15 there. And we don't really need any more space at the top, so we'll leave that as is. Okay, so again, want to go to 15, go to lateral spacing. 15, and let's add some space to the bottom. So we'll say 15, and we need some space at the top for sure. So we'll say 15 there. Okay, now this button needs to go below the text. So let's go ahead and click that button there, and we'll go down and down. And I want you to keep in your mind that the reason that, see, if I didn't have a box here, okay, and this button was up above this image, I would have no way to get this button back in this box, okay, on the mobile view. So that's why putting that box there, even though the box is invisible, it helps to keep everything together. It'll really save you a lot of time, okay? So we have our image here. Let's see, we've already adjusted for the 15. Let's go ahead and do that for our H6 title. So we'll go ahead and say 15 there, and we'll do 15 here. And this just makes sure that when we start adding our text that the layout is congruent, okay? We definitely want congruency here. So we have 15 there, and then of course we want 15 on our button as well. So we'll add 15. And then we'll add 15 to the bottom as well. So we have just a little bit of space at the bottom. Okay, so far it looks really good. The layout is turning out really nice. Let's go back to the desktop view, and we want to save. Okay. Now there's one more thing that I definitely like to do before I start duplicating is I want to set the background here so that it rotates a little bit the color, okay? So you don't have to do that. Like if you look at this one, it's all basically the same color in the background. It's totally up to you. But if you did want to rotate the panels, all you'd have to do it before you start duplicating, right? So let's say that this panel here, we want it to just be a shade lighter. So let's click on this panel and let's go to background settings and let's go this color here. Now you'll see this is the actual color that it is right now. Let's just go just a little shade lighter. Okay, now let's save that color. All right, so now we can guarantee that is the same. All right, now let's go. That's fine. Let's actually look at this website now. Make a refresh to make sure we got our new color here. All right, so now you can see it's just a shade lighter there. All right, so now that we have that part done, now let's see. We have how many features? We have 20 features on this website. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to start duplicating. So what we need to do now is we're going to duplicate this first one, right? Because it's going to, whatever we duplicate is going to be under the last panel. So let's duplicate this one. And you'll see now we have this panel here. Now let's go duplicate the second one. And now we have that panel, right? So we can do this multiple times until we have exactly 20 elements, right? So, or 20 panels. All right, so let's duplicate. That's fine. Now I want to show you, we'll close. I want to show you when I refresh how cool the effect is, right? When you are scrolling down. So see how it moves in like that. All of them move in and they all rotate. So it's already turning out to be a really, really nice website. And I'm actually, I've kept you guys long enough. We're already 42 minutes in. So we're definitely going to continue working on this week. And hopefully we're going to tie this all up this week. And of course, like I promised, you will have the opportunity to get this template. But let's see here. You will have the opportunity to get this template, but we have to finish it first, right? I'm really, really excited because, you know, if you haven't noticed the trend here, I am literally doing everything that I can to make sure that you guys are making money. So we have our agency lead generating system. Go to agency.visionmarketinganddesign.com to get that. And you will also get this website template and, of course, our white label agency services. So you could literally create your own agency in the time that it takes you to create a build-roll account. So definitely go to visionmarketinganddesign.com, register inside our group coaching, create your build-roll account, and let's actually get started making money together, right? So I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality.